Soma Jyotirgamaya Mrityorma Amritam Gamaya Avirmaidhi Rudro Yatte Dakshinang Mukham Te Namang Pahi Nityam Te Namang Pahi Nityam Om Shanti Shanti Shanti. O Lord, lead us from the unreal to the real. Lead us from darkness to light. Lead us from death to immortality. And evermore shine in our hearts with your resplendent face. Om, peace, peace, peace be unto us all. So we are back to the study of our Nectar of Supreme Knowledge, Yoga Vasishta. Wonderful spiritual text. I am feeling sad that the book will be finished soon. I am continuing it for so many, how many years? There may be a date, which day I forgot now. Anyhow, at least few years. I don't want to give up this book, but I wish to read it again, maybe next time. But we have to now decide what next book we'll read. So we are reading this text. It is the one of the cream of Advaita Vedanta, the highest wisdom ever experienced and expressed in language. This Yoga Vasishta stands in its highest rank and position there. This Vedantic idea about this world, about who we are, about what this universe and what is the connection with us, has been so explicitly mentioned in every verses, proving that this reality, what we are seeing, is an apparent illusory reality, like a dream as we see. But it is there so long our mind is there. And when the mind dissolves, this universe dissolves. And then what happens? What happens? There is nothing. There is nothing. There is that thing which cannot be expressed. What is that? That is no thing, nothing, and not nothing, but something. Or you cannot say something, you cannot say nothing. As the Buddha's idea. Is there any God? Did I say it is there? Is there no God? Well, did I say that? So indescribable, that reality which is there but cannot be expressed. We are reading in the Bhakti book just now the same way. That experience, which is the experience, cannot be expressed. And that is the book talks about that which is there, but we don't feel it. So how to do that? The last chapter is this. That's why the state, to raise our consciousness into that state where it is emptiness or it is non-emptiness. State is a positive thing, a state. But what is state? It is emptiness and non-emptiness. That is so ambiguous a statement. Our intellect gets clouded and confused. But that is the reason, go beyond intellect, then you understand the meaning. What is this meaning of this chapter? So we have last read 19 verse, just to recapitulate. It has been said, Bhavyosi chet etasmat sarvam apnosi nishchayat nachet bahuapi sampraktang tvai shamma basmati huyate. If you are genuinely this knower of Brahman, then through your conviction of Brahman, you will attain universal identity. That is the fruit. The tree is known by its fruits it bears. What is the proof that you have reached the flight of identification with the truth? You have gone beyond the body-mind level. You have experienced that. What is the proof? When you come down you will not be the same person. You are a divine personality. A fool enters into samadhi, comes back as a illumined soul. And we all intelligent people go to sleep every day, come back the same old guy with all imperfection, all crookedness of the mind, all wrongdoings, wrong understanding. So this is the change. What will happen? As soon as you come down, your conviction of Brahman will be there. As the outward expression of that, you will attain universal identity. You will feel that whole world is me, mine. It is me there in this form, me in that form. Only that Satchidananda. Me means that Satchidananda only in varied forms. So that experience will come. Is it coming in your life, in spiritual life? Then you are going towards that. If it makes you distract you from the whole universe and cannot find any relationship with this intimate heart-to-heart relationship, your suffering, my suffering, your smile, my smile, your joy, my joy, that will be the state. One will gradually move towards that experience. That is the sign that you are reaching that state of emptiness and non-emptiness by your practice. Then, otherwise, all the varied instructions you have received from many people will be useless and fruitless, like the offering of butter in the ashes. You may go to temple, you may say chant 1,000 mantras, you may make big show of your spirituality by Rudraksha beads in the neck, matted lock in the head, marking 10-foot body. Nothing. These are all outward shows. It has no meaning. See, the cream of spirituality, you have to understand. There is the greatness of Vedanta. What is the cream of spirituality? Is to know that reality. Knowing means what? Is like something void? Yes, that's why you are not saying what experience you will have there. But what we want to see, you are a spiritual person, you come down, you'll be crying and weeping for the suffering of others. Look at that, all the incarnations, how much they suffered. All the saintly people who have reached that point, Vivekananda, crying and crying for the suffering of humanity. Not one person in my home. Everyone cries for their own relative. That's called Maya. And when it spreads for others, that's called Daya, compassion. And that expands and expands. Spontaneous expansion will happen. You are daily meditating and praying, and your heart is not expanding. You are not feeling the sensitivity of others. You are not able to just give some solace to someone who is feeling as if I am in distress. I like somebody should come to give me some consolation. If someone is in that position, do you go spontaneously? Not goaded by somebody? Not goaded by your power, oh, he's a good man, beat your drum. For that reason you are going? Or spontaneously it is coming? That is the sign of spirituality. Otherwise, see, language is so strong. Nachet bahuopi sampruktam. Many sermons you have listened, many talks you have listened, all YouTube lectures of all the great souls in the world, millions of hours you may have spent. Sampruktam, it will be like what? Toi bhasmani huyate. You want to get the flame. So you want to get a flame, then you put fire in a burning something. It will be much more brighter. And if you put the ghee or clarified buttermilk on ashes, what will happen? It is a wastage of the ghee. Most precious thing of your life, your spiritual life, your time, your energy. Life is too short. Getting this opportunity and spoiling it is putting in the ashes this cream of your life's emotions. That's called the devotion. your knowledge, your wisdom. It's nothing, it is only ashes. See, this Ramakrishna came in, he says, he didn't go to the Sanskrit words or something. He said simply, God realization is the goal of life. All else is useless. If this life you don't realize God, then aho, you see, Shankaracharya says, if you having this opportunity of having a human body, having this opportunity of the giving such a mind which can be applied to God, if one does not do, I call him he is a person who is committing suicide. Suicide committing means what? A talented person, I was hearing, a talented person, because he didn't get, a schoolboy, didn't get a good result, or girl, and she committed. He fell down from the 5th floor or 4th floor and died. What? Life is for that? What? How the time could have been utilized to know the secret of life? And that will identify oneself. Sarvang khalu idam Brahma. It is not, Upanishads are not talking some fake words. But it is talking. And if you only intellectually know this, I am Brahman, I am not the body, nothing will happen unless you realize the truth. So the path dictated here is the path to be followed, to reach that state. But Vedanta is not dry, that's why it is to be understood. Some people think Vedanta is too dry, too negative. Too negative at the beginning, because you are so much attached to these mundane things. You are too much sticky with the mundane things of the world. Petty incident, petty gain, petty loss. You are so down into that. And you utilize this, gain this, what will be the sign? You will be just giving your every breath for the good of others. That will be a spontaneous behavior. So that is the idea here. Before eating, he has given a quotation, that last, from Dakshinamurti Bhartik. He said, before eating food, before eating, on page 326, before eating, food may appear to be different, and after eating, people feel it is one with them. Similarly, also this universe, which is swallowed by the all-pervading and completely saturated ego, appears as undivided to a wise master yogi. See, here is a food, and here is I am. Before eating, food is separate, I am separate. Is it not? Now you eat. What will happen? Food, separate food, and you are merging and becoming assimilated into your whole system. Vedanta is here. Brahman, Atman, big talk. And I hate everyone. And I see how others can be cheated. How many cheating going on in the name of the spirituality? No. How many bloodshed is going on in the name of spirituality? Gives a break to that. Learn what is spirituality. It is outgrowing yourself and feeling identity with everyone. That's why Holy Mother, for Holy Mother, the greatest man of society's highest standard, to the most ignored person in the society, who no one cares. Ma is looking at the same. Love for all. Even cats, even dogs, even the cow, insect. Why ant is moving. And Radhi, the niece, she was trying to kill. A small girl wanted to kill. And Ma said, hey, don't. And she said, I see, it is exactly the feet of Sri Ramakrishna. His eyes of the ant is Ramakrishna's eyes. Identification, expanding everywhere the consciousness. So that should be the growth in spiritual life. Please, we have to remind this ourselves, because Don't cheat ourselves. We sometimes cheat ourselves. We think very intelligent. I am doing everything. But at the same time, I can do everything. I can criticize everyone. I can find everyone is bad. I am the only person. And I know you'll feel sympathy for them. Ramakrishna, out of sympathy, he did everything. When the cancer came, he went to Calcutta. If he wants to realize soul, sit in his room, he could have sat. But he is running to Calcutta to find people who are seeking for God and unwantedly going and giving his blessings, awakening their consciousness by touch, by look, by being there. So this is called this is the highest expression, but in our small life we will feel every day, day by day, expansion of heart. That's why Swamiji says, expansion is life, contraction is death. Death of your spiritual life, when you contract yourself. Only me, mine, and all world is all nonsense. Everything is bad, 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 bad. No, there is no bad. Bad manifestation. But it is all God. That will be spontaneous growth will happen. So be watchful. If we can follow. It is not my advice. Mind it. I am not saying anything. I am just reading the book. It is Vasishtha Dev's advice to Ramachandra. If Ramachandra has to get this lesson, what about us? God himself. But this is an instrument. Through them, the message is spread to the world. How many centuries this reading is going on in India? Those who are sincere spiritual seekers, they are reading this book, getting the essence of this meaning of these verses and trying to apply in their life. And they have become blessed. So, focus on the net result. How is the tree? How is the fruit? This is one fruit. All our individual life is one fruit. Is it becoming sour? Or is it becoming sweeter day by day? It is giving a fragrance? Or it is becoming a rock-like thing? Or pet food? Assimilate this idea. That's why the idea, given this last example, is very good. As food before my intake, is food is separate and my body is separate, I am separate. But when it is taken in and digested, then separate food and me does go away. I am that. Similarly, when God is the last line, therefore, this universe, what we see, swallowed by all pervading and completely saturated ego, that big ego comes. And big ego swallows everything. Small ego makes us separate. Big ego, cosmic ego. You are then that embraces everything. So appears as undivided. To a whom? To whom? To a master yogi or a wise person. Now let us go to today's reading, verse number 20. So how to reach this again and again? Same thing. How to reach this state? The need for practice of knowledge. You have to practice this. It does not come. Because veil of ignorance is such. Now we read it so much, but immediately again it gets covered. So the practice should be, this is a Jnana Yoga book, so it should be knowledge, practice of knowledge. So what the practice? 20th verse, page 326. Opi vigyata tattvena, opi vigyata tattvena, tatham bhasyam idam sada, tatham bhyasyam idam sada, nanamo matrat kanaka, namamo matrat kanaka, phalam ambu prasadakam, phalam ambu prasadakam. Vijñāsa tattena, even if you realize this truth, idam, this truth, abhyāsam sada, you have to, even after realization, you should practice it. Why? You have realized once, but you have to make your stable ground. There comes Swami Brahmananda. See how they applied in life. We talk only. He achieved the highest of everything. Ramakrishna passed away and he went to Omkareshwar. And there he was doing tremendous austerity and other things with Subodhananda Swami was with him. Huh? And he steeped in samadhi almost every day. He forget food. Subodhananda Swami used to go and bake food and bring some begging food. That food will remain maybe day gone. He is not touched it. And such an austerity, forgetting food, forgetting their comforts, and like a begging monk, wandering monk, exactly like that. In the Omkareshwar temple. Then I went to see that place when I visited Omkareshwar. And there is no comfort, nothing. It is just a rock, bed, stone. And he's sitting there, meditating there. Why? He was asked. The Ramakrishna gave you all this experience. Why are you doing all this? He has given. But I want to make it my own. Someone gives you something, you can feel joy. But that is not yours. He has given, you have got it. And that's why many people, a little experience comes and then it goes away. No? Some people say, I see a light. Once you saw a light, what is that? Gone. But you have to see the light all the time. How? That's why you have to, even if you have seen the light, follow that experience, remain in that experience, meditate on that, gradually raise your consciousness so that you can stay there continuously and move on. In spiritual life, there is no limit. Till your mind is there, move on, till mind dies. The frog of the well, Ramakrishna story. When the frog dies, how big is the ocean? This big, measuring this big, and last big, and then one gun. The frog dies. So who will measure how big is the ocean? Frog understood. I wanted to measure with my yardstick. This much. When then die means, I do not know how big is that. That's the experience of non-dual reality. So that should be, that one should have to practice even then. What about us? Think about that. If they have realized even Brahmajnana, they should practice it to make it all the time, constantly live in that consciousness. Otherwise, what will happen? The net result, sometimes mind will come down to the body level, and in the level when it is staying, though that experience will remain in the background, not like us, that experience will never go away, like toothache. It will be there, but it will not manifest strongly. There will be hatred, there will be anger, apparent expression of all those things will happen. That's why Narada is blamed. He is a Brahmajnani, but he is blamed that he creates trouble everywhere by saying some words, create confusion in between two people. That is because they say to wipe out their bad karma, though. There are, what is the angry guy? Durvasa. There is a sage whose name was Durvasa. Durvasa, if something little, you make a mistake or something, he will curse you. And he is a great sage. His words will be true. So everyone, when they see Durvasa coming, they run away from him. So these things continue unless you are established in the truth. That's why very important thing is that even you have a realization, you have to be established to practice more. Continue. Like that. If one becomes a good dancer, and after having a good certificate, will she give up her dancing? Or she will improvise her dancing more and more? Love for dancing will naturally grow, is it not? Someone spiritual means, oh, I have gone and my japa is finished. No. See Ramakrishna. He does not need that much japa, but is something saying him instantly instigates his inner feeling, and he goes into samadhi, the culmination. So that is the practice is to be done for that reason. That's why it says, Vijñāto tattenopi, if one has realized the truth, experienced it, not intellectually, but experience in the pore of your body, you have experienced Brahma Jnana, the Ananda, the bliss of the knowledge of Brahman. You feel every pore of your body, the saturated with joy. Even you have gone once, Tatha Aham Brahma Osmiti Chintanam, by thinking I am Brahman, I am Brahman, I am Brahman, I am not the body, not the mind, I am that Supreme Self, Satchidananda. Thinking constantly. If you have Sada Abhasyam, because of the constant practice, Kataka Phalanama Matrat Umbu Prasadakam Nabhavati. Even one who has known the truth needs to always practice this type of contemplation. You will say, oh my God, we are doing so much austerity, and we got realize, if I realize Brahman, then again we will have to do practice. Huh? What a troublesome thing. Huh? No, that will be a joy. If you are taken out of that thought, you will die. Fish out of his water. You will be swimming in the bliss of joy, and if someone takes you out of that context, what will happen? You will die. Rather, you will try to swim in the water there itself, in the swimming in the ocean of joy. Ramakrishna gave an advice how to practice meditation. How to meditate? There are different examples he gave. In the gospel you will find. One example is given, think that you are like a fish, as the fish, and the lake, big lake, huge lake, and you are swimming in your own joy, unobstructed by anyone. Fish, be a fish. Put your concept not to be a fish, but to the freedom of the fish. That is, you can go here, you can swim this way, that way, that way, that way, all joy, for fun. So this is very important point, that it indicates that how much we have to do. It is there talking about even one have realized that knowledge and wisdom, and Brahma Jnana. How? By Brahma Chintanam, Aham Brahmasmiti Chintanam. Thinking day and night, I am Brahman, I am Brahman. Hari Maharaj, Swami Turiyananda, always insist. Always say, I am that, I am that, I am that, I am that, I am Brahman, I am pure, I am stainless. Say always, and you will be like that. If you say you are dull, you are idiot, you are fool, a fool you will be. You say you are divine you will be. So, aham brahmasmiti chintanam, then even if you have vigyata tattena, idam tatha sada abhyasyam, even then you will have to practice. But Ramakrishna also brought this question. He said that even the kamandalu means the water carrier for the sadhus. Sadhu carry water, they have no possession, but for drinking water they carry a pot. That pot gets stained if you don't clean it every day. That's why Ramakrishna used to say, like a water pot of a sadhu, holy man, is to be cleaned every day. So mind is to be cleaned, lest being in the world, stain again comes. As you have removed the stain by continuous spiritual practice and seeing I am not the body, not the mind, the stain has gone. Until you are established in that knowledge, do practice, go on practicing, so that it becomes firm, stable stand on which you are established. Therefore, Kanaka phalang nama matrat ombu prasadakam nabhavati. Meaning, ombu means water, nabhavati does not get prasadakam, clear. Matrat only uttering nama and kataka phalam. There is earlier period, they used to purify the water or drinking from the reservoir or something. For making it drinking water, they used to put one type of fruit. That name of the fruit was kataka fruit. Fruit's name is kataka, K-A-T-A-K. That kataka fruit, what it does, when it goes there, it has a chemical reaction probably, and all the dirty things go settle down in the bottom, and the water becomes pure. So it is if you don't throw that kataka into the rough water, impure water, water will not be purified by saying kataka, kataka, kataka. Brahma, Brahma, Brahma will not do. You have to put it in your mind and let it soak, let it assimilate, and all the dust and dirt go. Practice. That is the important. Mere talking will not do. Spiritual practice, spiritual practice, spiritual practice. No one talks about these things. People are very happy knowing few words in intellectual talks. Intellectual talk is good, but it should inspire us to do, absorb in practice. You read online cooking recipes. Only read. You are very fascinated in reading, and never you do any practice. What will happen? We will get the good food. By reading, you are getting the knowledge, and reading so many different, directions of cooking. Will you make you a good cook? So similarly, talking about kataka phal, kataka fruit will not make the water pure. You have to throw the water into the water and let it have its chemical reaction goes on. You absorb that I am not the body, I am that spirit, I am that blissful reality. Put it again, let it sink, let it soak, let it sink. Go. And then what will happen? All the dross will go. The truth will happen. And what is the proof of the truth? Your heart will be expanding every day. More and more and more and more. That's why you'll find that all the religion, all the saintly people, they are very compassionate. You need not have to see. Even good people in the society, who are God-centered people, you see, they are very soft, they are very kind, they are very considerate. They feel the sufferings of others. They don't judge first. Rather, they say why it is happening. Maybe he is in difficulty, she is in difficulty. So consideration changes. So, the note says, so we got it, this point is clear. That point is that even if you are a Brahmagyani, but you should have to practice still, till you get firmly established. Whatever happens, mind will not be deviated. No more any ignorance can cover partly, fractionally. So you will go on. So it says, even one who has known the truth needs to always practice this type of contemplation, I am Brahman. If one utters merely the name of the kataka fruit, that utterance alone cannot bring clarity of the water by removing its dirt. Note says, even though the truth is known from the instructions received through the Guru and scriptures, even though the truth is known from the instructions received through Guru and scriptures, it cannot bring fulfillment at the very moment, due to the presence of impediments. To accomplish firm conviction of the knowledge of the truth, it is necessary to practice contemplation on Brahman. Firm knowledge alone is the destroyer of ignorance. So, it's justifying that. Guru can give you instruction. The scriptures are so kind, they are teaching us all the time this instruction. That part is okay, but that does not give us realization. Realization depends on your practice. Someone can prepare a meal for you. Even he can just serve you. Even if you cannot, someone can take a spoon and feed you. But you are to eat. Even then, you are to eat. So spiritual life depends on our own individual practice. Guru and the scriptures are so kind. They have come into our life and just removed the ignorance by saying what to do. Given the key. to enter into the home of infinity. But key is in my hand, and I say I can quote what Guru has given, what our scripture is saying, and talking. Big talk, my lecture was so good, I did it, good job. And appreciation coming, your Swami, your talk is good. That will do nothing. You to practice. So not mere talking, not mere reading. That's why Shankaracharya clearly says, no. Again and again we quote that. Bhagvai khari, shabda jhari, shastra vyakhana kaushalam, tadvad bhuktaye natu muktaye. It is not for mukti, it is not for liberation, but it is for your enjoyment, intellectual enjoyment. When you speak very wonderful scholarly language, Bhagvai khari, and your language skill of using the words are very appropriate and deep and this. Bhagvai khari, shabda, the sound, and it's going melodiously and flowing from the mouth. Big speakers. What you call? What speaker? Promotional speaker, or what is called? That inspirational speakers. They can do. They are deep, but that much will not do. These are all your intellectual jugglery. You can satisfy yourself. Ha. I said so good. I read so many books. I read this Sanskrit book, that Sanskrit book, that Vedas, that Upanishads. Reading. Then library, Swami Vivekananda says, if reading the books can make you spiritual, then go to the library. The whole library is full of books. The library would be the first renowned Gyani, Mahagyani, knower of truth. Each library, so many books and full of knowledge. So, you go to our bookstore. All Vedas you will find, all the Upanishads you will find, all Christianity, Islam, all the cream of the books are there. So, the bookstore will be a Brahmagyani because it contains those books. So, carrying on our head all this bundle of books does not make one spiritual. You use one such lesson, apply in life, and work on that. It purifies the soul. So, he is supporting this idea. To accomplish firm conviction of the knowledge of the truth, it is necessary to practice contemplation on Brahman. Simple. Or your Guru given the mantra. That is Brahman. What Guru has given us, that is Brahman. If you watch very carefully and listen to the instruction. If you have forgotten, that's a different thing. Otherwise, all the instructions are given. It's from Brahman. The form is coming from absolute form, melting into Brahman. So meditate on that as practice contemplation. Firm knowledge alone, when that study and knowledge practice goes on, so firm knowledge alone will destroy all our ignorance. Even Laghu Bhakya Vritti, another text, Vedanta text, says that giving up all other worldly thoughts in their entirety, to reflect on Brahman, to talk about Brahman, to explain Brahman to each other with the help of Vedantic dictums, and to spend all of one's time in this way, with one pointed focus on Brahman, has been defined as the practice of Brahman, Brahma Bhasa, by the spiritual teachers. Very beautifully defined. You are to do Brahma Abhyasa, to a Sanskrit word. Brahma Abhyasa. Abhyasa means practice. You have to practice, I am Brahman, I am Brahman. Brahman is this reality. Brahman is beyond Maya. Brahman is not this visible image. It is no name, no form. Brahman Abhyasa. Abhyasa means mantra Abhyasa. You are repeating the mantra. You call it mantra Abhyasa. Mantra, you are repeatedly practicing. Then here is the mantra, I am Brahman. I'm not the body, but I am that consciousness. So always to say that Brahma Bhasa, and that has been defined by the Buddha. Tat chintanam, tat kathanam, tat parasparam bodhanam, exactly like Gita. Etad eka parattattancha brahmabhyasang vidur Buddha. Buddha, the knowers of truth, the intelligent people in spiritual life, they define that what is Brahman Abhyasa? Brahma Abhyasa, practice of Brahman. Always day. How long will you do? Tachintanam. When you are thinking alone, you think, I am. Though in physically I look like I am embodied, but I am not. I am Brahman. I am Atman, all pervaded. Tat kathanam. When you talk to somebody, don't talk what is going on, all the nonsense, garbage, whole day and night. Talk about Brahman. Discuss about the truth so that your time is better utilized. But don't do too much. People will say he is crazy. She or she is crazy. Don't do that. But our intention should be like that, to be little normal. Also, spiritual people are abnormal. But we don't want to, Vedanta students should not be abnormal. But they should be normal also. So keep a balance of that. But your focus should be, any opportunity you come, Brahmobhasa, through our talking. You put question, response, goes on, give and take. Tat chintanam, tat kathanam, tat parasparam bodhanam. When you each other meet, then you talk about Brahman and let your friend also talk about Brahman. So interchange about that thought process which is always lifted in the high level. Etad eka paratattam. This is the only one. Paratattam is supreme truth. Brahmabhyasam. It is called Brahmabhyasam by Buddha, by the intelligent people. Regarding the firmness of knowledge, Acharya Shankar says, it is Laghu Bhakya Vritti, again same book, next verse. When the knowledge of oneness with Brahman and the self becomes firm, like the firmness of the knowledge of the identity between the body and the self of an ordinary person, then only one accomplishes what is to be accomplished. Then if that very person of wisdom gives up his body at any place, holy or unholy, or any time, auspicious or inauspicious, he remains forever free. There is no doubt about it. So one who has practiced this way, identifying that I, this self, is Brahman only, I am not this body, not this mind, but I am that consciousness, that blissfulness, that joy, that eternal reality, constantly talking about one on one, interacting with that, simply sitting sometime and contemplating on that. One thought. It is called Eko Tattva Abhyasa. It's a very great practice. Those who we do in Bhakti school, we do that. We say, think of your Ishta Devata, day and night. Talk about Ishta Devata. Think about that, interact with that thought. So that same thing, it is Saguna with name and form. It is Nirguna. Brahman is Nirguna. Nothing different. So, therefore, that type of person practicing this Abhyasa, when it gets established, then what happens? It matters little. He dies in daytime or night time. He dies by COVID. Or he does go to, in a meditation posture, he dies. Matters very little for them because they live in that eternity. Because body is not that. It is a question of the body. Body is dying of COVID, or body is dying because of the renal failure, or heart stop, or brain. It matters very little. You are in a holy place, you die, or in a filthy place, you die. Matters little. It is the body. You are not the body. So you are become perfectly one with the reality. That is the 20th verse. So only one verse. Or shall I read more? Or any question? How many questions? If it is not much. So, okay, I want to delay reading, no? Do you like this? Do you like this type of discussion or quickly finishing the book?
No, it's good. Slowly.
I can finish the whole 5 verses in 2 days. It does not take much time. But if you want to enjoy, squeeze the juice, then you have to spend more time. Okay, please give me. So let us see what are the questions. Uh, how do we establish harmony between the material and spiritual life? we are There is no material life, there is no spiritual life, all spiritual. According to Vedanta, we are reading this book, it is all God. When I don't see God, then I say it is matter. And that is the spirit. This is spiritual. This is world. That because our mind is impure and mind makes this distinction. So there is already relationship is there. Spiritual life is related with this life. It is not two. One manifesting through ignorance, me and mine. If I take out me and mine, then everything is spiritual. Who are you? I am seeing. I am not related with you. I am my friend, I am my family. This is ignorance making separation. But when I say, oh, God is in you, say, very, not at the pitch discussion of Vedanta or this Yoga Vasishta, now you say, oh, in you is the same consciousness, in me is the same consciousness. So it is not two, one appearing in two. So it becomes spiritual. That's why we say, whatever you do, think that you are serving God. Serving God. Wow! Because God is in everyone. So if we take that idea, then what happens, there is no spiritual, there is no secular. We make a distinction, secular and spiritual, and if you say it is secular, that because you don't see God there, that's why it is secular. Then what will be sadhana? Try to see God behind this structure. We are reading a book. You all know that book, Meditation and Spiritual Life by Swami Jyotisharananda. He was looking at, you see, we are all one. Suppose you look at that. We are all this body. It looks so good, nice, skin is little polished, and this and that. Are look deep. It is the structure. See the skeleton. Is it not skeleton? We are all skeletons. And over that some little place, bone, this, what you call the nervous system has been added, and it become like this. What is this? It is all a machine. It is a robot. He didn't say robot, I am saying. Looking in a different perspective. But how this inanimate thing is moving around? That consciousness. That consciousness connects here. That's why this frame of skeleton is moving, talking with the brain. He has added something here, brain, we call brain. Here is something, nervous system, this, that, kidney, heart, lungs, that. And it is functioning. How that is functioning in a dead body and living being? Consciousness is the background, that's why it is functioning. So consciousness is behind everyone. So if I think I am serving that consciousness, I am serving that consciousness we call God. So it is all secular, goes away, it becomes spiritual.
That's a little consciousness, not a big consciousness, right?
Right?
It's a small consciousness you are talking about.
Small consciousness, small consciousness when I am seeing separate from that Brahman. But if I am seeing behind everyone, the skeleton of all skeleton, that consciousness is pervading everywhere. So this is all spiritual. I am also spiritual. I am also biggest. My ego will be gone and identification with the body will be gone. I see the concept. That's why. Ahang means nahang, body, deho. I am not the body, mind, etc. etc. Go behind, that consciousness. And what we see, it is only give up the outer form, name, this, that, go behind, there is the consciousness. The ocean of water. Behind one drop of water is H2O, and behind the entire ocean, H2O. So in H2O level, we are all one. Yes?
Shankara's Panchama, that thing, forget the name, where Shankara was distinguishing Gachati, and said, what, body will move from body, or consciousness will move from consciousness.
Consciousness does not move. Our
No.
subtle body moves from one body to the other. That's a movement.
No, that's what Shankaracharya was given the lesson.
Hmm.
But what you have, I have too. So
Hmm.
what do you want to separate?
Right. Yeah. Another question came. I feel this world to be real and true. Worries and anxieties. What can I do? Yes, if we think this world is true, then we must have to be worried. What is going to happen tomorrow? If the financial situation crash comes, I have little stock of my money. How shall I manage another 5 months? Wow, already 5, 6 months gone this way. I am lost. Yes, it will be there. These anxieties and worries are real because I feeling this body is real and the reality what I live that is real. Yes, this is true. For us, we will have to think how can I solve this problem in the material plane? And then practice this idea that yes, it is happening on the body level. It is true in the body level, but it is not in the mind level. In mind level you can be a rich person, you can mentally think you are a happy person. Huh? Mentally you can withdraw from the suffering, then you are not suffering at all. So it is a body level, or you can say body level, mind level, this reality is reality. But if you go to the spiritual level, there is no suffering, no joy. As we go to deep sleep every day we go to deep sleep. Where goes our worries and anxieties so much? Why it goes away? Where does it go? Because it was in your mind. It was in your body. When you are withdrawing your mind from your body and your mind itself, mind goes to bed, mind goes to deep sleep, then your anxieties are gone. So, we have to understand that we will have to face these challenges so long I feel this world is true. Yes, really true. I am hungry, I am hungry. That's why Swami Vivekananda said, don't preach Vedanta to a hungry person. Vedanta to him or her will be give a food. Give food, shelter, money, home. Those are his need. That's why Swamiji was very critical. He said, I don't believe in a God who cannot supply a morsel of food to the widow, hungry widow, or a poor person. No? Yes, in material level, if it happens, yes, we have to feel it. We have to solve it. We have to try our best. So, but when this situation we are facing, we have to be very realistic, very practical. How we can face the challenge, how can I save the money, how can I get any grant, how I will be keeping my sanity under this crucial condition. Very realistic, that is Vedanta. But at the same time, don't get lost into that. I am not the body only. I have another identity. I have a divine identity. And I can live in that identity. A few minutes a day. That will make us worries and anxiety free more and more. So I agree with you, Annie, that this world is real and true. I feel, so long I feel, I will have my worries and anxieties. So you want to keep worries and anxieties, then you will live on that one. No one can help you. You have to face this condition, do whatever you can do the best, and then as a dear devotee I will tell you, just give it to God. What will happen, happen. Your worries, give that worries, load of worries at the feet of the Lord. You will feel much relaxed mentally. So we need mental relaxation. Physically, what is happening, you cannot avoid. That's why it is called pain and suffering. These are two things. Pain we cannot avoid. If I have no food today, I am hungry, no one can say that, oh, it is Brahman, Brahman, Brahman. It's pain. But I can make it a horrible thing, and I can make it very easy. I can make it think that, Are, how many people in the world are not eating today? I am only one. I got at least one meal. Some people are not getting both whole day no meal. So I am better than that. See, a consideration, how you look at the thing, it changes your inner personality, inner joy. You feel, oh, some people I hear, some devotees say, oh, see, he has been in the hospital suffering for so much. And surprisingly, when I told that, how are you doing? Maharaj, don't think like that. How many people are much worse? I am in the hospital. I am getting some care. As they are treating me, giving some medicine and all these things. There are people who cannot get it. God, thank God. See, in that condition he is thanking God. And he can also do, hey, see, I am suffering so much, and these doctors are bad, these nurses are bad, this everyone is nonsense here, and he says this system is bad. Yes, you are increasing suffering. Pain is the same. Suffering is increasing. And pain is the same. Suffering is decreasing when you feel how many people are more misfortunate than as we are now. There are, yes, we are in difficulties. So these are the different ways we can handle that. Third question, does enlightenment happen in a flash or is it a gradual process? Actually, if it is final experience, as I have heard, it happens in a flash, in a moment it happens. But, as Ramakrishna said, if you strike a match in a dark room, does the darkness go little by little, 1 inch and 2 inches and 3 inches? Or one matchstick illumines the whole room spontaneously. That happens for the final experience. But as you are moving towards God, whether you are moving towards God, there is a sign. Are you feeling more comfort here? Comfort zone here or there? If you find more comfort, more peace, more contentment in searching the reality within, doing japa, prayer, meditation, you every day understand that your progress is happening. Not other signs, but your inner peace. You will be the person to understand. No one will understand from outside. But if we are sincere, if we do, that feeling will come inside. So yes, ultimate enlightenment, some people can get a glimpse of that truth, like a flash of light. But that may not be enough. And we have read today, even then we will have to practice. And the spiritual path is full of joy. Once you get a taste of it, you need not have to, no one need to tell you, hey, have you sat for morning meditation? Oh, you didn't know? No. You will die. You will feel that I am dead today, I didn't meditate. How can I live today? I have seen people, that is a crying need of their life. The just opposite. If I don't do it, okay. But when you feel in that level of identification with the Lord inside, little by little, you will feel, oh yeah, every day we pray, a moment's separation from the Govinda will be like 1,000 years. That feeling will come. If I forget him for a moment, it will appear a restlessness. Oh my God, how am I forgetting him? No? When can I see him? That type of restlessness will generate in that. That is not fake restlessness, it is real touch of God. He wants to be in contact with God all the time. So,
Is it the gradual liberation and the certain...
gradual liberation is also there. Suppose someone is practicing, this is a good question, gradual liberation. And suppose you practiced whole life spiritual discipline here, meditation, as you did your best. After death, it is said, then you will not be born again here if you have good karma. You go to a higher zone, and from there you get better opportunity to meditate and practice. From there, move on. That's a gradual liberation. Even they say they are reborn in a family, much congenial environment from the childhood even. Say some of us have started this spiritual life maybe after 20 years, 30 years, 40 years, 50 years, 60 years, 70 years, no? Many people start their spiritual life at age of 80. But someone is fortunate, they have got from the childbirth with the mom, they have started their spiritual life. He was a good practitioner in the previous life. So where he ended, he started there. So this is called Kromo Mukti, gradual. With this life, nothing goes wrong. As much we are practicing, if I go die and don't have the final liberation, this experience, this practice will be just stored. And there we'll start from there. As I give a very clear example, you are going from here to San Diego and you take an exit. Suddenly, your target was to go straight, but you could not reach. And by that time it become late, and then you go to the Irvine Spectrum, that area, and just take a right turn and get a hotel and stay, see the fun going on and this and that. After some time, oh, I'll have to go to San Diego. I forgot. Okay, then you start. Where will you start? Same exit you come out, is it not? And then you start moving. So in spiritual life, this is called Kroma Mukti, gradual liberation. That in the body, in the physical level it can be, or in spiritual level also, in a subtle body it can have it. So these are the two ideas. Gradual liberation and instant liberation, here Jivan Mukti. Here, if you have realized fully, then you are free now and continue that joy till you die. And when you die, never to be born, because this prarabdha, the momentum of the past life was continuing. And when that is over, then you are done.
So to his answer is this both. In flash knowledge you get and in gradually also.
বুঝতে পারছি না, ওরম বললে কেউ শুনতে পাবে না। লাউডলি বলো, I will have to repeat
So
it.
the question you started to answer is that knowledge, enlightenment comes in a flash or it comes gradually. So it happens both ways. That is what you are saying.
Yeah, gradually it happens. Who have, in a flash it may come. For whom? Who have done so much of spiritual practice, no? The last layer, suppose we are seeing the sky, no? Because of the pollution, in the morning, you see the sun is not coming out. Even it is coming like a moon, little bit light is behind, and it is invisible almost. No? Now you go on. When the total clearance will come, and still a little patch will remain. That's also patch. But that can be wiped out. Maybe in this life, maybe continuously it is going on one to the other, cleaning. It is a cleaning process. We need to clean our mind. So we need some, how you clean your pots and pans, which is little stained. Better take an example of a mirror. A stained mirror with so many days not used, dust and dirt has gathered. So what you do? You first put little water, is it not? And take a wiper. And then, if it does not, then you put some more detergent. And then rub it. And you see, gradually it is coming. So 4 yogas are these 4 items. You need some water, tears of love, oh Lord, I am helpless, please help me. Little devotion is necessary, that tearful drops should fall there. And then detergent. Detergent is your jnana, Vedantic knowledge. Apply that there. And then rub it. Karma yoga. And do it concentratedly, not doing like that. With concentration. So concentration is dhyana. Rubbing is karma. Water is the tears of the eyes for God. And jnana is the detergent. If you mix all these things and perfectly do, the cleaning will be faster. So spiritual life is faster for them, those who use the 4 yogas together. That's why in this age Ramakrishna came to give a quicker method. We are not utilizing perfectly, but he has given the path. He used this four detergent water, this rubbing and concentrated work. When you are rubbing, see whether you are rubbing in one place where already it is clean. No. You have to rub it where it is not clean. Pay attention to that. So that's concentration, meditation, jnana, karma, yoga, bhakti. That's why Swamiji said that, and to give that wisdom so that anyone can enjoy the spiritual life more. So thank you. Any other question? No more question. Okay. So thank you all for these questions. And then tomorrow will be as usual, 10:30 will be Kathopanishad class. Please come on online. And then 7:30 we'll read Gospel again tomorrow. Thank you. Om Shanti, 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 Harihi Om Tat Sat, Sri Ram Krishna Arpanamastu.